Broadway beats. Broadway beats. Broadway beats. Broadway. Listen to the Broadway beats. Broadway makes you wanna move your feet. Everybody's tapping into everything that's happening on Broadway beats. Broadway beats. Broadway beats. Broadway beats.
Hello, I'm Richard Ridge, and welcome to Broadway Beat. Well, the theater season has come to an end, and that means it's Tony time. The 63rd annual Antoinette Tony Awards, which are given for outstanding excellence in the Broadway theater, will be broadcast live from Radio City Music Hall on Sunday evening, June 7th, beginning at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on CBS stations across the country. Now, before you start marking your own scorecard, we'd like to give you a look at some of this year's nominees.
The nominees for Best Revival of a Musical are Guys and Dolls, Hair, Pal Joey, West Side Story.
Well, the women, the very beginning, I tried not to talk about the ladies because I thought it would get in my head. But then I realized, you know, they made the groundwork for this, and they made it so a role like this is the standout role. And, you know, with Arthur's help, I think if Arthur wouldn't have been on board, it probably would have gotten in my head, and I wouldn't have been able to do my work properly. But he also realized that a variation on a theme is like one of the most important things that you can do in the theater, especially for a revival, and he wanted to do something that was completely different. So he gave me so much freedom and so much confidence in making it mine and really trying to put my stamp on it so that it became... It didn't become me playing Chita Rivera's role or me playing Rita Moreno's role. It became Karen playing Anita in this new version of West Side Story, which was really important for me.
Si mata no tiene amor, si mata no hay corazón, y ese ladrón, y ese cabrón, le da tu amor. Por favor, María, por favor.
I've always played to that people. I always play for them, you know. So, and I play it for me because I enjoy it so much, and it's a journey every night. You know, it's amazing to play that iconic role and to discover new things every night. And you know, I fall in love with the role.
Richard Greenberg did an incredible thing with Gladys in giving her sort of a richer, fuller life in the story. He rounded her out in a way that maybe hadn't been there before. And I owe him a major debt of gratitude because he gave her a voice, you know what I mean? And all I had to do really was just plug into that. I just feel like Gladys and I were a really natural fit. I felt like I knew her immediately. You know what I mean?
My intelligence is guiding my hand. The hell is Sally.
Hair is an incredible piece, and this production is powerful and exciting and sexy and alive and 2009. It speaks to the cool thing is Hair speaks to 3 different generations, and you feel that every night. You feel like the kids who are like, oh, this is mine, and their parents going, this was ours, and their grandparents going, oh, this was ours, you know. So I'm pumped to be a part of it.
It's the same cast that's been working together now, you know, coming on 3 years. And every time we've worked on it, the show's gotten deeper and richer. And I think being at the Hirschfeld, it just intensifies the experience. You know, in the park, it was lovely, but you know, you had the trees and the sun and the moon and the air to kind of like take you away from it. At the Hirschfeld, it's like, everybody is focused on the stage, and there's kind of an intensity that's even more present there that I think brings the story out, brings out the performances, brings out the connection between the audience and the performers. So that was a revelation.
The nominees for Best Revival of a Play are Joe Turner's Come and Gone, Mary Stuart, The Norman Conquests, Waiting for Godot.
It means so much to me because when I first took this role on, and I thought she was like a subsidiary role, you know, not a subsidiary. I knew it was a great role, but I just thought it was like I didn't realize that there was so much to be found in that part. And you know, when you take on a thing called Mary Stuart, you think, okay, I'll be the support role. So to be nominated up there with Mary, with Jane Fonda, with all these people in a leading role, that means an awful lot to me. And I have to thank Janet, I have to thank Phillida, I have to thank all the cast. You know, everybody involved, you know, they make you the queen, don't they? You know, you can't be queen without the costume, without the lights, without the people bowing and scraping when you come in the room. So they do a lot of my work for me.
We are really, really proud of what we've achieved with this production. I think it's taken it to another level. The play itself. I don't think that it will ever be looked on. When I have to clarify that, because a lot of the times that I didn't see the original Broadway show, but the regional productions I've seen keep it realistic, and so therefore a lot of the mystical, spiritual aspects of the play simply you don't believe or it doesn't work. But this production, it includes all of those. The design of it includes all of those, and it really just, to me, makes the words soar.
Well, I think the teamwork is pretty much the best. I mean, obviously working with Matthews is such a wonderful director, but all the actors are just extraordinarily good in it. And so when you feel like a team, you're part of that team, that's the best feeling for me, because I think I don't want to let the team down, I want to throw the ball, I missed the ball, I want to make sure...
you never missed the ball.
Stop it.
You never missed the ball.
Well, you do get that sense. We're working together, and I just love that. That's the best.
They are an extraordinary bunch, really. To have 5 colleagues of this caliber is pretty rare. It's wonderful.
A lot of people say they've never seen one like it. It's human, I think. So many times, I've not seen that many productions, but when I have, there's been I guess a reverence or a sacredness to the productions that I think, because the play is so famous and so great, but I think people, because it was such a monumental play in the change of what theater is, people stand back from it. It makes a wall between the play and the audience, and I think we attack the play as a play with human beings, and people are living with us through the play and really getting it.
On the skull! The skull! The skull! The skull! In Connemara, in spite of the tennis, the labours abandoned, left unfinished. The skull, alas, the stones, tennis, Cunard, unfinished.
I know people have sort of said, you know, I don't know what the normal demographic of a Broadway audience is. I suppose it skews older. Maybe I wouldn't even say more conservative, because I've sat in Broadway audiences and I know that they are savvy and they're extremely generous. If the ideas in a production really excite them, they surf that wave from curtain up to curtain down. That was my instinct about bringing this play into Manhattan rather than taking it to, you know, a festival circuit or to the prestige of the Brooklyn Academy season or whatever. Because I just had a feeling that Manhattanites were going to really relish how beautiful and audacious and clever and funny the world of Ionesco's writing is, that they were going to get that.
I began mostly doing plays. I spent 8 years doing nothing but plays. It just so happened that my first job in New York was Rocky Horror, which was a job I was afraid to take. And sometimes when you face down your fears, you find something entirely new about yourself. And that's what happened. You know, I went, okay, I can go there. I actually saw something online where someone wrote that the Raul Esparza is Bobby. He couldn't possibly play anything like Riff Raff or the MC. It's amazing how people sort of decide what you're capable of. I always think being an actor means you're capable of being anything at all times.
How?
The question, your crass question, how much money do we stand to make?
Yes.
Well, I think the operative concept here is lots and lots.
Oh, man!
Great big jolly shitloads of it.
Oh, man!
But money.
Yeah.
Money, Charles.
Yeah.
Money is not the important thing.
No.
Money is not gold.
No.
What can you do with money?
Nothing.
Nary a goddamn thing.
I'm gonna be rich.
Buy things with it?
Where would I keep them?
What would you do with them?
Yeah.
Take them out, dust them time to time?
Oh, yeah.
I piss on money.
I know that you do. I'll help you.
Well, I love working on this play, and I love that we got to play it at the booth. I love that it was my father's one of his last plays was on Broadway, and I'm so grateful to Lincoln Center for making that happen. They were just terrific. And we had quite a journey. You know, we started at Little Theater primary stages, and it just, to me, this is sort of acknowledging all this hard work has paid off in a nomination, and I just wish my dad was here to enjoy it.
Means an awful lot. It means it's great to be recognized for that. I'm absolutely humbled by the people I've been nominated with. The people that in my cast, I've been saying if it were off Broadway, it would be an ensemble award. These are an incredible group of people, headed by Jane Fonda, who is this angel, fantastic actress, wonderful mensch, team worker, doing a fantastic job on this play. Also nominated, wonderful.
It's incredibly rewarding and fantastic, and kind of, I'm in tech rehearsals now for a play that I'm doing in Los Angeles called Bengal Tiger in the Baghdad Zoo. And I just left Los Angeles and came over to do this, and then I'm flying back right after this is over. So it's a bit of a whirlwind. But it's beautiful because, you know, the play got 5 nominations, and the 5 nominations that it got weren't all the important ones. You know, best play, best leading actress, best actor, and then best sets and lights. So it is a recognition of the piece as a whole. And as you know, being a writer and director, I write theatrically. I use every element of the stage. So it feels that there's a recognition of that in the nominations that we receive.
I can tell you the first time that I saw the Tony Awards, and I was just realizing that maybe I wanted to be an actor. And I'm talking maybe. I think it was my freshman or my sophomore year in college. I was over a friend's house. Les Mis. It was Les Mis. They were doing Do You Hear the People Sing on the Tonys. And I just was so blown away by just the size of that number and everybody's voices, and that they were telling a serious story. And I didn't know much about Broadway, but I didn't know that Broadway could do that. You know, I all thought it was fun and dee-dee-dee-dee-dee, and I just was really impressed by it. And I remember watching it going, man, that would be something. And I didn't sing at that point in time either. I didn't know I wanted to do music theater. I knew I wanted to do theater, but I knew that was theater. And I just thought that would be something.
Well, you know, the show gave me a lot of opportunity to show different sides of myself that people knew, especially from In the Heights. So it gave me a lot of great opportunities, but it presented a lot of huge challenges, because when I first started working on the show, the idea of it heightening into dance wasn't really clearly delineated yet. So I had to really find how it heightened into dance and what that vocabulary was and what that music would be, so that we could all find it together, the musical team and myself. And so it was a challenge, but it was really exciting. thing, and I feel very proud about the hurdles I was able to jump over in terms of making people believable in that circumstance. You know, if you have one show of youthful energy, you expect how it's going to dance, but a show about people not having opportunities in the workplace, that moves in a different way. So it was a huge challenge, but I feel great about it.
I'm so happy to be on stage every night with Megan Hilty and Stephanie Block. The journey that I get to play with those three girls is what grounds me in this play and makes it so much fun, because we actually love being on stage together. We work. We're a great team. We have a good chemistry together, and it's what makes the play works. I think is the energy between the three girls. It always has been. And not to take away from Mark Kudish, who is genius, and he's a great foil for us. But in the movie too, it's the three girls. Their relationship is imperative, and I'm grateful to have Megan and Stephanie be the girls that I get to play with.
The nominees for Best Musical are Billy Elliot, the Musical, Next to Normal, Rock of Ages, Shrek the Musical.
It's mine, alone it's mine, and it's mine, oh mine.
It's so nice just to be noticed by your peers, and working so hard on something as much as I've worked as hard as I have on this. It's so nice to be, it's kind of like, yes, we recognize all the hard work that you've done, so thank you. And that's cool. The best thing out of all of it is that I'm in a category with three of my friends. And it's great. Greg, Mark, and Will. I mean, these guys, I'm thrilled. So if they win, great. If I win, I hope they feel the same way, but I'm so thrilled for them. I'm so thrilled, and I'm so happy to be in the category with them. And that is so cool. It's so nice. It's so nice.
It takes an hour and a half to get into the makeup. I try to get there a little bit before so I can have a few minutes to maybe stretch or just kind of get my body going, because literally once I sit in the chair, I don't really have a second to kind of have to myself until the show's over. So it is an hour and a half into makeup, about 20 minutes into the costume, and then there's a few moments of trying to kind of just calibrate my body in the costume, just kind of get that going. So it's quite a process, and it's something I've never experienced before. I joke about if I ever have a chance to work again and do a play where I'll have to wear his pants and his shirt, I won't know what to do, because that would be so foreign to me.
Princess Fiona is awesome. She's not your typical princess. She's a little bipolar. She's a little bit like me. But it's I like that she's just completely unexpected, and she's she's trying so hard to be what she thinks people expect of her. The perfect princess, this and that, and it's all about really embracing and learning to love your true self. And her true self is really her ogre side. And I think that's what we all do as human beings. We're all trying to just learn how to embrace our true selves and learn what that is. So, and that's what Shrek does too. And there's people have such preconceived notions. When Shrek says, people judge me before they even get to know me. And I feel like that's what all the characters have that struggle, and we all overcome them and learn to just really accept who we are.
Don't stop believing. Hold on to that feeling. Street lights, people. Don't stop believing. Hold on to that feeling. Street lights, people.
Absolutely, yeah. I grew up loving theater. West Side Story was the biggest influence on me
artistically ever. You know, seeing the movie, seeing a high school production that my brother was in when I was very young. It was also my first show when I was like 13 or 14 years old. I was like the third jet from the left. Turbo, I don't know, one of those guys. And I think I just made up a new name for a jet. It's my love, man. It's the highest form of the performing arts, you know, the theater. I'm Greek. It's in my blood, you know. I just love it. And the opportunity to create a new role, that's wonderful.
It only hurts when I breathe. It only hurts when I cry. It only hurts when I sing. It only hurts when I cry. It only hurts when I wear. It only hurts when I play. It only hurts when I say. It's just another
I'm blessed, I'm thrilled because I get to do an opera, like a rock opera. There's that much actual spoken dialogue, and so many people that have seen me in Jersey Boys where all I did was, "Why don't you come on?" They say to me at the stage door, "I had no idea you could sing." I was like, "Well, thank you. This is what I've been waiting to share with audiences for so long, and this role has done so much to convey that, so it's wonderful. I love singing this music. Every song is an 11 o'clock number. Every one.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like I'm fulfilling my destiny or fulfilling my fondest dream, because that's what I've always wanted to do. At a young age, I started getting involved with original pieces at the college I went to, and it just whetted my appetite, and I never was satisfied with doing anything else, really, in the same way. I always wanted to work on something new. You know, the quality would vary from project to project, but that doesn't even matter in the beginning, because my faith in the material has a lot to do with the success of it, whatever it starts out as in the beginning. And it's important to just put everything into it, you know, to just kind of like help support the story and help support the development of whatever the material is. With Next to Normal, you know, it started out being really interesting and somewhat mismatched, and they kept kind of like mixing up the pieces, and now it's complete. It's this beautiful painting is what it feels like.
Come on, son, get over it. It's all part of the gig. Smoke, Mr. Braithwaite. Come on, guys. Get behind those fans. I don't want to see any faces. Get behind the fat lass and keep smiling. Give it the old wink to tinker. Out in. Give it the old affair. Knock them sideways, blow them minds out. There's no time for mamas, fathers, grab the burgers by the bar.
It's a dream, as I was saying, to bring a musical particularly. I mean, I suppose the equivalent might be an American company bringing a Shakespeare play to Stratford-on-Avon, which indeed some companies did a couple of years ago to the RSC. So, I mean, that in itself is, you know, for us, it's it's a sort of got mythic, you know, legendary status. This is where it's at, and so to be doing that here and to succeed here, and for that to be appreciated in the way it has been is, you know, not something I ever expected. I don't think I didn't expect to get the job when I first auditioned for it. So the idea that I'm actually over here playing this role on Broadway is just pinching myself.
I love this woman. She is very poignant, and I love the feelings that go through her. One of the biggest thrills of doing this show has been that both Stephen Daldry and Peter Darling, the choreographer, have really pulled me out of my comfort zone and pressured me into this wildness that takes over during that wonderful song that she has. And I'm very moved by who she is and what she is.
I think that's my favorite part, is knowing that the audience is just so happy, and it's a good feeling, and it's so much fun getting to just perform in front of such a great audience.
I mean, I think it can be a life-changing show. I mean,
so many people have been inspired and started dancing from the show. And I've seen so many people just move after seeing the show, and it makes you feel really good about it.
Yeah, after my show, I came out of the stage door, and I saw a little boy. He must have been like 3 or 2, and he just started tap dancing. And he said, "I want to be a tap dancer now." After he saw the show, so it was, I don't know, it was very exciting.
Well, it's powerful for me. 25 years being a stage actor in New York, and this was sort of a brass ring that I was, always had my sights set on, hoping one day as a form of validation, and it's pretty profound. I don't know that I have really let it sink in yet. The ride of the show, the experience of doing the show, and the way it's been received, it's sort of a logical, natural progression for me in terms of just the way things are going. So, and then of course, the recognition that we got from the Drama Desk and the Outer Critics Circle, it's, I'm not saying that I expected it all, but there's so much amazing new recognition that's coming from the work that I get to do in this show that it's just a wonderful icing on the cake.
It's so much hard work on everyone's part. It really, really is. And without, every person who we have now, it wouldn't be what it is today. I love my character. He's so much fun to play. Michael is crazy. He's just so ecstatic. And that's what I love to do. It's what I love to play. So it's great for everyone. Everyone's, congratulating everyone, not just for us individual nominees. It's everyone's award. So.
Before we go, we'd like to give you a look at some other stellar performances from the 2008-2009 theater season that, in the words of Julie Andrews, were egregiously overlooked. Good night.
Don't stop.